welcome to your Scotia Tarot reading. This is for Leo for the next 6 months. We're looking at July 2018 up to December 2018, and I've done them really because I just wanted to get an overview and a sense of what the next few months are going to hold for us as we move towards the end of 2018. I think 2018 for a lot of us has been quite challenging, and there have been a lot of bumps in the road, twists and turns that have been mentally and emotionally quite taxing in a way that perhaps other years haven't been. And certainly from talking to people and reading for all the signs, I certainly get that thread that people have put a lot of effort in and perhaps not really seen much reward so far. So that's what prompted me to look ahead. And certainly for you, I'm getting a real sense of momentum here. So let's look at the cards that we've got. We've got, first of all, Strength, the King of Cups, the Hanged Man, the Two of Cups, the Emperor, and the Four of Cups. And looking at them, they're a really, really good set of cards, a good, strong 6 months ahead of growth, opportunity and development, and sort of a steadier pace, I almost feel, and a better pace to it than the first half, which was kind of a bit stop-go. We're seeing you at the beginning of this cycle of 6 months with the Strength card. To get through the last 6 months, you've really needed to be strong to cope with the ups and downs, the setbacks, the stop-go nature of it almost. And you've proved that you've got strength in spades, and you're going to continue to have that. You've learned over the last few years that you have from somewhere got within you this inner power, inner strength to cope with whatever comes your way. So know that, whatever happens, you can cope because you've been through it before. Not to say that it's going to be the same, thank goodness, for the next 6 months. We've got the King of Cups showing that within a couple of months you are going to get a greater sense of security, a greater sense of emotional well-being, a much better level of balance in your life. We talked about twists and turns, bumps in the road, stop-start. The King of Cups is, I'm seeing this as you and really reading it as you, and that you're in a place or going to be in a place which is a lot more settled. So whether it's business life, home life, whatever's been the thing that's been the worst bit of 2018, the waters are going to smooth a little, and you're going to get into a much more comfortable, sensible, emotional balance, if you like, signified by the King of Cups. And also, I would say, in terms of financial security, certainly being in a better place there, less worry about finances and fewer ups and downs, I think. However, there is a need to carry on thinking about stuff. And we've got the Hanged Man, and I really want to say that what you need to do for the next 6 months is think outside the box. Yes, there are ways you could go with business. Yes, there are ways you could go with your emotional life, your relationships. But have you thought about doing something different? Have you thought about doing it a different way? Tried traditional tested routes might not work for you, and it might be worth literally hanging upside down and thinking outside the box. Just take some time away to really kind of think, well, what if I chose to do it this way? Perhaps the opposite. And one thing I've done before is get your opposite hand to whichever one you usually write with. I'm right-handed, so for me it would be my left hand, to write down what you'd like to do or ideas you'd like with the wrong hand, and just see what comes out, because sometimes you need to look at the other side of your brain to get more creative ideas for the next push forward. And certainly, yes, you're in a good place, but now maybe it's time to think outside the box. And certainly we're going to see a partnership being cemented, whether a relationship's going to be looking a bit more solid and you're coming together, whether a business partnership's going to be cemented. Certainly it's going to do you the power of good. We've got the Emperor card following that, suggesting you're going to be in the best place possible for yourself at this time, emotionally, financially, if you don't feel the way that way at the moment, it might be that you meet someone that helps you to move towards that. They might be the emperor and have the power and the knowledge that you need to get you into that situation. But certainly kind of by November, you'll be in a very, very different place to the one you were in at the beginning of 2018. So we're moving towards the end of the year, looking at you going, do you know, all these things I've done, all these twists, all these turns, all these different routes, thinking outside the box has led me to a really, really good place. And it might be that that's where you choose to stay. But just at the end of the year, what we're seeing is just something else being offered. The last card we get is the Four of Wands, which I think is really interesting. Because just when you get to this position thinking, that's it, there we are, I've done it, this is where I want to be, there's something else comes on the table going, do you want this as well? How about this? What about taking a look at this? And, you know, it's near the end of the year, it's been a heck of a year, and you might just think, no thanks, no. And if you have a look at the card on the Four of Wands, the man is sitting under the tree with his arms folded going, I don't know. But there is that beautiful hand offering something else. A cup, some more. Would you like some more of this? Would you like a bit more? And I would say, I nearly picked a clarifier to look at 2019 to see whether you'll take this cup. But I then got the message really that don't make a decision yet. Don't make a decision about whether to accept this next step yet. It's too early. You've been through a heck of a lot this year, sorting out your whole situation, new ideas, new partnerships, getting to a really good place towards the end of the year with that Emperor card signifying that, yep, you're in a much better place financially, emotionally, you've got it sorted. So when something else pops up out of the blue, you might just want to say, hang on a minute, I'm going to take some time out to think about this. Don't make any snap decisions. It's the sort of thing that when, you know, you think you've got your career sorted and then somebody phones you up and says, do you know, there's an amazing job going at such and such, and we immediately thought of you. Do you want to come and interview for it? And you're thinking, well, I've just spent the last year doing this project with this organisation, or I've built this business and I'm really enjoying it and everything's fine. But, you know, I've always wanted to work there, or, what shall I do? And the solution is do nothing at the moment. Just let the dust settle a little bit. Bearing in mind, for most people, this time of the year when you are offered this, it's just at the end of the year when people traditionally take a break. So you've got time to actually just step back from whatever's being offered and just almost put it out your back of your mind. But it's very exciting to think about what this might be, because it's something that you are tempted to do and looks really interesting. But of course you're kind of in a win-win almost, because you get to the end of the year and you are this Emperor character, everything's looking pretty good, and then you're offered just a little bit of something else that might just tempt you. But we'll certainly see in 2019 what road you go down. But certainly ending the year in a much better place than I think where you've been throughout this very twisty, turny, bumpy 2018. So that was your look ahead. I hope you enjoyed it. And of course, I will be back with your August forecast. I'll see you then. Bye-bye.